Hello, this is Dustin with Home Mender, and today we are going to be replacing a fill valve on a toilet. Not as hard as it seems, no need to pay a plumber those high plumber prices. Let's get to it. Here's your fill valve. It's usually located on the left-hand side of your toilet. Things that can go wrong with these are it's not filling your tank or it continues to fill your tank. It also could leak. This toilet's fill valve doesn't shut off when the float gets to the top, so it's time to change it. I'm going to show you how. The first thing we're going to do is valve off the toilet at the wall. Give the toilet a flush. And make sure the water is cut off. Pull the tank. I don't see it filling, so we're ready to work on it. We still have some water left in the bottom of the tank. We don't want to make a mess. So you can use a sponge to sponge it out. I'm going to use a shop vac. Now that the water's off and the tank is empty, we're ready to change the fill valve. We're going to start by disconnecting the water line from the toilet. Next, loosen the plastic nut holding the fill valve to the tank. Now the fill valve is ready to come out. Disconnect the hose from the center tube. Pull out the fill valve. If your fill valve doesn't look like this one, it's a good idea to put one in that does look like this one. The old school ball float deal, no good. New fill valve ready to go in. If you need more water in your tank, you can adjust this threaded rod here and lift your float up, allowing more water into your tank. Rubber gasket. And your plastic nut goes on the bottom. Make sure you point your supply nipple towards the center of the toilet. Secure with the nut on the bottom. Hand tighten the nut. That's good and tight. Next, take your hose and fit it onto the supply nipple. Hose clip goes on the other end. You can cut this extra hose off if you need it, but I find that you rarely do. As long as you install it so it's not crimped, you are good to go. Clip that on your flush valve. Now we're ready to reconnect the supply line to your new fill valve. Hand tighten. You may want to hold the fill valve so it doesn't turn on you. Nothing worse than a fill valve that turns on you. Now we're ready to valve on the toilet. I hear water. We're going to give that a minute to make sure it cuts off. I love that sound. Let's give it a test flush. One more test to make sure your new fill valve cuts off and is functioning as intended. You can also pull up the lever, check it ahead of time. Looking good. Tank lid goes back on. And you now have a functioning toilet, which is important. So that's it. We got a new fill valve. Took us about 10 minutes and not really worth the $100 the plumber would have charged you. If you need help replacing any other toilet parts, be sure to watch the Home Mender videos. For Home Mender Inc., this is Dustin. I hope you learned something today, and if you did, don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.